Hello guys, we are back with another video tutorial in our 2D game mobile development with Unity video tutorial series. This is the 5th tutorial. In the last tutorial we made this bird move up. Let me show you. When the game run, the bird will go up like this. So bird will move up automatically when the game is start. So now in the game this shouldn't be happen. So if the user tap on his screen, that is when the bird move go up or down. Alright, so we have to implement the touch input now in the game. To do that, I'm opening my bird script. In the bird script, we have done some coding in the previous tutorial. I'm gonna remove those things. I don't need them. I should have my transfer variable though. Alright, I need that. Alright, now to check if the user is tapping on the screen, you have to use the touch input system. I would say something like this. I'm gonna say input dot touch count. This touch count, let me show you number of touches that user is performed. So when the user is touch on screen, he can use just one finger or couple of fingers. So with this variable you can get how many touches user has done within the current frame. Alright, so if the user is touch just one finger, touch count will be 1, and if the two fingers, touch count will be 2 and 3 and so on, like that. Alright, so to check if user has done at least one finger, I can use an if condition. I would say if touch count greater than 0, that means user has done at least one touch. Alright, so if user is tapped on the screen, I'm gonna capture that tap by getting input dot get touch. I would say 0. 0 means the first tap, first finger user has done on the screen. I'm gonna assign this to a touch variable like this. Then I can let's say I'm gonna print in this if condition tapped. Alright, so you can use these log lines in your code to check the certain points within your code. Okay, if as my description, if the user has done a single or a multiple touch, then this tapped line should be printed in the console. Alright, let's see that. I'm gonna run this. Now I'm gonna tap. As you can see, there is no any kind of line I'm getting in the console. It because I'm running this game now on the PC view. This is not the mobile view, this is the PC view. So in the PC view you can't use these touches because in the PC you don't have any screen touch. Alright, there is only mouse click in the PC view. So when you come to mobile, this touch only come with mobile platform, so you should run this on a mobile view. To switch my view into mobile, you can use this drop down and use the simulator. Alright, now it is showing me a mobile device, something kind of like that. It's like a tab. You can select some kind of difference. There are some difference model in this list. Let's say Samsung Note 10. All right, when I click now, as you can see, tapped is printing. All right, tap is printing not only when I click, also when I move my finger, then in that also print in the tap line. So that also should be happening. I should check if only user is tapped, not move on the screen. So how to check if the user is tapped or not? Let me show you. I'm gonna stop this, and I can check if the touch is a tap or move or something different. To check that, I can call face. With this face, you can check what kind of touch user has done. So there are several kind of touch faces: began, stationary, ended, cancel, move. So began means a finger touched the screen. So when the user has touched on the screen for the first time, the face will be began. And ended will be a finger was lifted from the screen. So when the user lift, or when user moved his finger away from the screen, then the face will be ended. All right, stationary means user has started to touch on his screen, and if he doesn't move his finger, then the face will be stationary, and cancel and move are the other faces. All right, I'm going to check the begin. If the touch face is begin, that means this is a valid touch. All right, let's say debug.log. Now I'm going to put my tap log in this if. Now let's see. All right, I'm going to run this. All right, now when only user is tapping on the screen, you will get this output line. Only if user tapped on screen, not move or not release, only when tap on screen. All right, so that is our first step. All right, now after that, when the user is tapping on the screen, we should move our bird to up. All right, as you can see, when I move my bird to up, the bird's Y position is increasing, and when I move down the bird, Y is decreasing. So we should use that Y value to do this logic. All right, so I'm going to reduce my bird size. It is kind of large. I'm going to say 0.5, and I can move my bird in to like minus 1.6 to Y is 0, and Z is 0. All right, now my bird is in this position when the game is started. All right, I'm going to my bird script again. First, I'm going to assign my bird current X and Y into two variables. Let's say float current X and current, not Y, current Z, because I'm not gonna change those two values. I'm only changing my Y value. All right, so when the game is start, I'm gonna assign these two values. I can use them, but I'm not gonna change them. All right, to assign these values, I'm going to say Cx is equal t dot position dot x, and just like that, t dot position dot is it. All right, Now I can use these values to set my bird position. I would say something like this: t dot t means this transform variable, but as you can see now the touch variable also t and the transform variables also t. This can happen some kind of confusion, so I can rename one of these variables. Let's say my touch variable is tuch. All right, now they have different names. Now there is no confusion. I'm going to say t dot position equal new position, that means new vector, and in this vector my x value is cx, and I'm gonna say my y value t dot position dot y. With this variable you can get the current position. Always you are getting the current position, and then c is it. All right, now I'm gonna add some value like 2 to my current position. So current value is 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2, so the position will be 2, y position will be 2 after I tap on screen. So let's see this. I'm gonna tap on my screen. I'm gonna run this again first. All right, when I tap on my screen, bird has moved like this. I'm gonna change my y value to 0 so I can get a clear idea. All right, first bird is in 0 y position, and I'm gonna tap on my screen. Now it is in 2, and again when I tap on my screen, now it is in 4, because all the time when I click my screen, it will increase the current position from 2 of the bird. All right, that is why bird is moving by 2 steps every time when I tap on the screen. All right, now when the user tap on the screen, bird should go step by step like this. All right, like this it should go, and after some point it should fall like this. All right, this is the process that we want in the game. I have some sketch in my point view. Let's say first bird is in 0 position, and when I click my when I tap on my screen, bird first in the first frame it should move up by 3. In the second frame it should move by 2, and in the third frame it should move by 1. So you can see some kind of pattern here. With this pattern, bird will move up, and it will be a decelerate. All right, that means bird's speed will decrease by a few point, and at some point it will be 0. All right, so we are going to use this logic in our code. So first I'm gonna say my speed is let's say float speed equal 3. All right, starting speed is 3, and I'm gonna add my speed into this. Then after the first time execution of this line, I'm gonna say is speed I'm gonna decrease speed with 1. all right, its speed will decrease by 1. In this, then in the second time speed will be 2, and in the third time speed will be 1. Okay, let's see this. I'm gonna run this again. And when I tap on my screen, bird will just go to 3 and there is no continue movement. That is because this if is only execute when the first time I click on the screen. Okay, in the second time when the update method is executing, this won't happen again because I have already touched my screen. So you can't do this in the in this if condition directly. All right, you have to do some other adjustment to do that. So I'm gonna say something like this. I'm gonna cut this code in here. Then I would say it like this. I would say if the speed is greater than 0, I would say it like this. So if the when the all so this will check all the time, all right, not just when I tap on my screen. This will check all the time. So if the update method is executing, if the speed is greater than 1, then the bird position will be move up by that speed, and also speed will reduce by 1. So the first time it will be 3, all right, 3 greater than 0, it is true, come inside to, it will come inside to the if condition, and position will increase by 3, and again speed will decrease to 2. Then the second time speed will also greater than 0, and it will speed the position will increment by 2, then again 1, then after that speed will decrement by 1, then speed will 0, and there is no if execution because this boolean is false. All right, now if the game is start, when the start of the game, speed will be 3, and at the beginning of the game the bird will start to move. So that shouldn't also happen. Only if I tap on the screen, that is when the bird should go up. So I would say this: at the beginning actually the bird's speed is 0. At the beginning bird's jumping speed is 0. Then when I tap on the screen, I would say speed equal 3. All right, you should understand this logic and how it works. Okay, let's see now our output. I'm gonna run this. Now I'm going to tap on my screen. As you can see, our code is working fine, but you can't see any kind of difference because this is happening very fast. All right, within 3 steps, within just 3 frames, this is happening because it will change from 3 to 1 just like that. So we should adjust some of these values. Let's think. I can decrease the decrementation process. Let's say 0.1. All right, so decrementation process will be slow now. So that will make the bird move up slowly. Now let's see. I'm going to run this again. Now when I tap on my screen, that is also a really fast. So I should do something like this. I have set this speed as 3. So when the users tap in on screen, it will increment the bird's position by 3 frame by frame. All right, so in the first frame it will go to in 3, and in the second frame it will go to a value slightly less than 3. So it is still fast, so I can do something like that. I'm gonna say my speed, let's say I would say 0.5 maybe, and I'm gonna decrease my speed more. Alright, you have to adjust these values to get the correct movement that you feel alright in the game. Now bird will start to move by 0.5. Alright, first 0.5, then it will be 4.99. Alright, now I can see a little bit of slow movement, but I should make more adjustment. Alright, let's say 1, and let's say this 0.5. You have to make this adjustment in the values to get the better movement. Alright, now it is kinda decent, but still I wanna move my bird a little bit higher. Let me show you again. Now it is only going to position like this. All right, just a centimeter position, so that is not enough. I should my bird should go up to like this. All right, so I should triple my ending position. So I'm going to, let's say I can increase this speed, let's say 1.5. Let's rerun this again. Alright, now it is decent. Let's increase it to, like, let's see 0.18. I'm gonna run this again. Alright, now it is going to a correct position that I want bird is to be. Alright, now bird is going up, then bird hit the certain point, bird should fall. Now we have to do some another logic to bird to fall. I'm gonna use another variable, let's say bool fall. So if the bird is falling, I would say fall is true. If the bird is not falling, I would say fall variable is false. When the start of the game, fall will be false. That is the default value of Boolean. So I would say false. You don't have to actually, we don't have to put this false. Default fall will get false value, but for your clear understanding, uh, for your clear understanding, I'm going to put false value in this. All right. Now, if the speed is still greater than 0, bird will continue to fall. Bird will continue to move. Now let's say I'm going to put an else in here. That means bird came to a certain point. All right. Bird is not moving anymore. Now bird is in a certain point. Now I'm going to say fall equal true. So this is when the fall is going to be true. Now you should do something, some logic to make this fall happen. So I would say something like this. I'm going to say if fall, if this bird is falling, I'm going to write my logic inside this if condition. I can use the same speed variable and I can use the same position logic. I'm going to copy this and I would say t.position.y minus speed. Now it is going to be a decrementation because the y position should be now decrease and the speed should increase, because as you know, when something is falling to the ground, its speed will decrease. That means an acceleration. That is how the gravity is working. All right, now it is falling, and let's think this like this. If the speed is 0 and after this execution, speed now will again greater than 0. So if one time this if condition is executed, again in the next update method execution, this if condition will execute again. So I should prevent that. To do that, I'm gonna check if speed is greater than 0 and not fall. All right, if the bird is not falling and greater than 0, then you can move bird in the up direction. All right. All right, let's see how this works now. I'm okay. It is falling at the beginning. So let's see if the speed is 0 and there is no if condition execution. So that will make the else is execute, and the fall will be true and bird will fall. So you should prevent that also. So how should we do that? Speed is greater than 0 and it will fall. Let's say, all right, I'm gonna remove this else condition because this is not the correct way. I'm gonna remove this and I'm going to check if the false is starting in this if condition. So let's say my speed is now at the lowest point possible. Okay, let's say my speed is now 0.005. This is the lowest speed that bird can get. All right, if my bird speed is this, then still it is greater than 0 and not falling. This is not a fall, and I'm going into the if condition, and in here after this line speed will be 0. Okay, now I can check speed is less than or equal 0. Either speed can be 0 or it can be less than 0. All right, that is why I'm checking it like this. Now I can say fall equal true. So when the game is starting, now there is no way fall can be true at the beginning, because at the beginning there is no way the if condition will execute, because it's speed not greater than 0, it is 0. So with this logic, fall can't be true at the beginning. Okay, now let's see our development. Alright, it is fallen still, but not as I expect. Let's see. For okay, I have set my speed value. I'm gonna remove this. Let's run this again. Alright, now bird is not moving. Now when I click, as you can see, bird will go up and it will go down, but after that bird will keep falling down like this. Okay, now as you can see, it is still falling. When I click on screen, it will try to come up, but it is still falling. Alright, now we should do something to prevent that. So if I click my screen again, speed will be 1.8, and so my speed will be 1.8, but I haven't false my fall. So I should say, if I tap again on the screen, fall should be false, because again bird should go up. If the bird is going up, then fall should be false. Alright, now let's see. Alright, now it is perfect. Now when I tap on my screen, bird will go up, and after some point bird is falling, and when I click again, now again bird will go up. As now you can see some kind of acceleration as well, but we haven't used any kind of physics physics form to this bird. Alright, when you use physics in your game, it will decrease your performance in the game. So you should always try the non-physical way to perform your action as possible. Alright, if you have to use physical form, you should do that, but some situation like this, you can use this method. Alright, now the bird is moving up and down. You can adjust some values and make this movement user friendly. I think it is not very easy to play like this, so I'm gonna change some values. Alright, I have made some few changes. Now the speed is 0.1. Actually, only two changes. I have changed my speed to 0.01, and my speed decrementation and incrementation value is now 0.02. You can adjust these two values and get a better movement. I can do something like this. So if you want to change this value, you always have to change in code. So you can do it in Unity. I'm gonna make this speed serialized field, and I'm gonna create another variable, also a serialized field, called, let's say, speed change speed, let's say speed changing ratio. All right, and I'm gonna remove this, and I would say something like this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna remove the serialized field, and I'm gonna create another variable because I have already used my speed variable in some logic, so I'm not gonna use that one. I'm gonna say starting speed. All right, starting speed, and I'm gonna serialize that field. When you serialize a field, when you label a variable with this serialized label, you can change these value in the Unity IDE. I will show you. First, I'm gonna use this starting speed in here, and I'm gonna use this speed change in ratio in here. All right. Now I can change these values in my Unity game IDE. As you can see, now I have two variables. Let me hold on. One is starting speed and speed change ratio. I'm gonna put starting speed as 1, and I'm going to say speed change ratio to 0.002. all right, now I'm going to run this game, and now when I tap on my screen, I can move a decent movement like this. All right, you can always change this value in the runtime. Actually, I'm going to change speed to, like, let's say 2. First, you can pause your game with this button, then you can change your value, then again continue and run. Now you can see the changes. Okay, it is unplayable now, so I'm gonna pause this again, and I'm going to change this back to, let's say, 1.1, and I'm gonna decrease the ratio, let's say 0.001, and now you have a slow motion animation, slow motion movement like this. All right, you can always adjust these values and get the better movement for your game. All right, so this is it for this tutorial, and I will show you how to make the bird wings flip in the next tutorial. If you have any question, please you can ask them on my Discord server. I will put the link in the description. Also, you can put a comment if you have any doubts. All right, I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a good day.